Hello. It's Wednesday. Just getting things set up here. I was chatting with a buddy and I realized that it's 9 already. So I just hit the button and I'm like, I hope things look decent behind me. So we half joke about it. Everyone in the band, we half joke about it. Like every time we go to stream, you just push everything to the one side of the room that looks like clutter. Checking. YouTube's working. Excellent. Facebook's working. Excellent. Kelly, how's it going? Jessica, how's it going? Melody, how's it going? Beth, how's it going? Lauren's, how's it going? Just a normal day up here in Toronto, Canada. I don't know about where you are. Vicky, how's it going? Ashley says, hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Had tacos last night. That was pretty good. It was Tuesday after all. Yo!
Hey, yo, hey, yo.
This guy. How's it going?
How's everybody doing? Is this, oh, I hear the jazz music.
It's the groove. That's the groove.
I feel at home.
I keep trying to find some other stations. And
but why?
Because
so
because it's Wednesday night groove, so sometimes I look for something that's got a little bit more groove. If I fix my camera here, and it's either like way too much groove, like funky groove, or it's too suave. That could be the word for it.
But why don't you like the funky groove? Could we not have like a Wednesday that is funky groove?
Maybe we'll have to have that.
That could be a thing.
Wednesday funky groove party. Because we had on the gaming channel, we had the pizza party, so maybe we'll have to have funky groove party.
Well, and every week could be something a little different.
Could be.
If we think about, like my favorite of your mixes is the trip hop stuff.
Oh,
so
my
like
driving stuff?
We could have a Wednesday night groove that is Mike's driving music, and a Wednesday night groove that is Brendan's driving.
The issue with some of the lo-fi trip hop stuff is like some of it's really bad, and I would just find it distracting. Like at least this stuff, it sounds like people actually playing. I feel
like you could put on Portishead, and that would suffice.
Definitely get flagged.
Really, it would?
Oh yeah. Portishead would definitely get flagged.
I feel like Portishead would give us the nod. They'd be like, "Yep, go ahead."
No, it's not up to them. It's not up to them. It's always up to their distributors. Portishead isn't sitting around flagging people. The distributor's doing it. Just saying.
Wow. Oh, no, I agree. Mike, am I loud enough?
You're loud enough.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna bring that up. StreamYard has added, because at the end of StreamYard streams,
there was a new thing on here.
They ask you if you have any comments, and I'm like, it'd be awesome if we could individually have control over the audio, the volume of each person's microphone. And they've added an auto one now, and then there's actually a slider there in beta testing. So thank you, StreamYard, for adding that.
Am I wrong in doing? I went full throttle.
I would pick auto.
Really?
Yes, because they probably know where the sweet spot is.
Hold on, let me do this. Let me get. All right, I picked auto. Did that make it better?
You're slightly louder now.
Really? Oh,
I
like
think
the way I like the way auto's jib.
Just want to say hi to some more people. It's a good day to say hi to people. Michelle, hi. Sonia, hi. Gemma, hi. And how's it going?
Hey.
Johnny Oak is on YouTube right now. How's it going, Johnny? Remember to hit the like button,
really cool
comment.
Video that he had posted.
What was that?
Him playing acoustic.
Oh.
I have to say, like I'm already, like I'm in.
You're in your pajamas?
I'm in liquor store pants.
Oh, you're.
my mind is slightly faded, but at the same time, I do remember Johnny. I think it was today, either today or yesterday, but today is a special day.
Special day.
Yeah, it's Cindy's birthday.
Cindy's birthday. I was waiting for her to get in here to see if she's here.
And I think she got her nails did.
Saw that on Facebook.
Yeah. I like the one different nail.
It's a fancy nail.
Well, it's like it's a thing. Jen was the first one that I ever saw that was doing it, um, and she was like, "No, people have been doing this forever." But I like it. I feel like it's almost like the reverse crack nail.
What is the non-reverse crack nail?
Well, have you ever seen a guy in like a kind of creepy party that's got a really long pinky finger? Nail?
Yes.
Okay, so that's. Well, I guess it's not crack.
It's
Okay,
probably not
go-
crack.
I didn't want to go this way, but I just call it that.
Kelly says that's the accent nail.
Well, I like it either way. It was very nice. Yeah, Johnny says he's always on YouTube, but
Always picks the YouTube.
But the algorithm shoots it out to us as it does. So I saw
does.
it either today or yesterday.
I'd say to Johnny, just make sure you like and comment to help blast it more. Because I've had on the gaming stuff,
Well,
like
and you know
sometimes
what?
like I've had
I'm guilty
rushes
of
of
not
people.
doing that. I'm guilty of not doing that on his. I saw it as I was heading out the door, and I can't remember what time of day it was, but I was heading out the door to some extent, and I didn't like her comment. No, I apologize, Johnny. It was definitely likable and commentable.
All right, when we see Cindy in here, we'll wish her happy birthday. Don's in here. How's it going, Don?
Hey.
2 Dons in here. Don squared. And Liz is here. Liz is saying hello, everybody.
I was trying to think of what the idiom was. The something before the dawn. I was like, it's always darkest before the dawn. But now we have 2 dawns, so it must have been really.
It's like some Star Wars stuff.
That's some super stuff. Like,
Have you
right.
seen Mandalorian?
I saw, I think, the first 2 or 3 episodes.
We just started watching it.
It was really good.
It's pretty good.
The reason I stopped was the internet started getting throttled where I was, and so I backed off. But well, no, there's nothing I can say without giving spoilers because every episode of it is a spoiler.
I just love the production value of it. Like I just think that the
really
dialogue's
well
really good
done.
and it looks really good.
Honestly, the reason I liked it so much, it's done like it feels like you're watching a movie, just a really long and like intricate movie.
Yeah, it's how I think Avatar should have been. Instead of making Avatar 100 hours long and make you just sit there in the theater and watch it, I'm like, they really should have made this. No spoilers, but it's like they really should have made Avatar so that if something happens to like a main character, you actually feel bad. So, my opinion, they think to get it done really
how
cool.
long was Avatar?
I think it was like 3.5 hours or something. All I remember from Avatar going to see it is we finally went to go see it, and in my old studio, Dan, you might remember, but I had like 2 candles on top of my NS10s, my speakers, and I would sometimes put those on. It was just like cool ambience for the studio, and I remember being in the theater because my studio was downtown, so I would just hit save on what I'm doing, and I'd pretty much turn my monitor off and get up and leave. And then when I was at the theater, I'm like, did I blow out the candles before I left? And I started having like a mini panic attack, being like, is my studio just going to burn down because I'm, not responsible and didn't blow those candles out, and something happened, and it's all my fault. So that was basically me, and I'm trying to watch this movie, and I'm like, okay, people spent like a long time, like 10 years making this or something, and there's like groundbreaking technology, and I'm an idiot, and I just burnt down, a building, probably 2 buildings because it's attached to another building in Kensington Market, and I'm gonna get back to work, and it's gonna be fire trucks there, and it's gonna suck because there's like nowhere for fire trucks to even go in Kensington. It's my fault, and they're gonna do. Like the detective's gonna come out and the inspector's gonna come out and they'll be like, it happened exactly right here. What was right here? And they're like, oh, it's Mike's studio and those were the speakers. I'll be like, yeah, it was me. I blew it. So that's what I was thinking. Melody's saying it's 2 hours and 42 minutes. It felt like forever because all I wanted to do was get back to work.
I feel
to make sure I didn't burn down work.
just completely ridiculous at this point because I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly thought that it was just a normal movie length. Like,
It seemed really long, but again, I don't watch movies, so it
didn't
seemed
to
really
me,
long to
though.
me.
Maybe I just really like seeing people in blue.
But I was also a panic attack too, so like it was extended, I think.
Well, yeah, you definitely had you had more of a grimy excursion than most.
Because like I do and don't want to be in the movie theater for 3 hours, but I definitely don't want to be in the movie theater and feel like my workplace is burning down.
Okay, I worked at a movie theater when Lord of the Rings came out, and that's how I felt about my life every day when that movie came.
You had fun stories though from the movie theater.
Oh, there's so many good stories. None that I can tell.
No, because you've told us some of them.
Did I think I told the milk challenge story.
I think I remember that one. But yeah,
Yeah.
you've had a few stories.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to sit around and
There's
story time with Dane on the road.
There's been a couple good ones. My first drunken experience was in that movie theater.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It was actually Christmas Day.
Drunk Christmas Day at work in the theater.
Okay, if you can picture, okay, and by the way, this couch, like you can hear this, right?
You can hear my work chair too, so it's.
Okay, so
I try to like not move.
no one's like, Ricky. Anyways, but so it was Christmas Day. I used to love when I was younger, because until I think I was like 19, I just wanted to be on my own. I wanted to be my own man, all that stuff. While still getting, living at my parents' place and enjoying the fruits of their labors. But but no, I used to love working the holidays because you get paid more. And I always found Christmas Day, it was awesome for like 40% of it, because you were sitting hanging around with family, having an awesome breakfast, helping everybody open presents. If you got kids around, that's hilarious because watching them sift through the paper is awesome. But then there comes the lull time, where it's like the kids are off playing their video games that they got, and the adults are off trying to figure out like the smart watches and stuff and how to pair all that to their phones. That takes forever. But I always found that was the boring time. And so when I started working at the theater, it was like we were never closed. So Christmas Day was working at the theater. Just before this, I had done a run of Jesus Christ Superstar at my high school, and I was Jesus. Part of this production was before, I think it was before the opening night. Everybody took a shot, and so nobody had alcohol, and so we all kind of chipped in and got tequila. Great idea. Awesome idea. Best part is when, the Last Supper, Jesus actually drunk. But anyways, we all just kind of I wasn't actually drunk. We all just took a shot. That was it. I had this bottle of tequila. I didn't like drinking. It wasn't a thing. And so Christmas night, I was like, oh, okay, well, I got to work. I'll bring this in so everyone that's got to work can at least have a shot. No one else really wanted to drink, so I drank all of it. And I woke up in the parking lot, and my staff friends had shoved me under someone's car. So, I woke up huddled up in, the awesomest cocoon of snow under someone's car. And I look up, and I was like, I think that's a muffler.
That doesn't sound safe.
It was.
In
it was
fact, that
awesome.
sounds dangerous. Don't push drunk people under a car in the winter and tell them to
No, no,
sleep
no,
there.
no. I'm not advocating doing that. I'm just saying that.
I'm advocating for people to not do that if they think that's a good idea.
Well, it sounds dangerous, but what's the first four letters in dangerous?
I would be questioning your friendship with
Oh.
your coworkers.
Well, yeah. No,
So I'd be like,
that was
hey,
definitely out there.
if
I'm sure some
if
them
any of
didn't
you
watch.
were under the influence and possibly passed out and it's winter, I wouldn't push any of you under a car.
Okay, Mike, I feel like as far as like what happens when people become inebriated and what you will do to take care of those people, you've proven yourself just over and again.
That's
would-
true. You've
I-
never woken up under a car. Sometimes in a van, but never under a car.
One, when I woke up in the van, I had like a room key in my hand and like
A
all
bottle
of
of
my
water,
clothes on.
coat,
Yeah.
ta-
Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely, I was never found wanting. Um, yeah, someone asked if Cindy was gonna be in here. Yeah, I'm sure
I think she'll be
pop in
by.
later.
Can't see her
Or
not
she may
being by.
she may just see the cannon fodder after
Oh, and
it's been blasted.
Brendan too. I
Yeah, he
saw.
went live, but
yeah,
how
Don
long
saying he's
ago?
killing it on classic albums. They were doing Pink Floyd Animals, I think, tonight. So he might pop on later.
While he's
Maybe
driving home.
maybe driving Brendan. So he's here in spirit right now, but we'll see
Yeah.
if he can make it.
Um.
Because he wasn't sure if he was doing any more of those classic album shows. Because like a lot of stuff got canceled again up here. So
Well, I'm glad they're still doing them. I think it is a very cool thing. Like
I miss
you
playing.
Have so many, you have so many tribute, you have so many tribute acts out there, but there's very few that do it to a T, like Classic
note for
Albums
note,
does.
cut
Yeah.
for cut.
Fade out for fade out. That would be the hardest thing to me. Would be the fade out.
They play the fade out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They just-
That would
just
be
get
difficult.
quieter.
One, playing acoustic guitar, it's like you can try and get quieter, and you go quieter, and you go.
Someone who's recorded acoustic guitar for over a decade. Quiet acoustic versus loud acoustic, big difference. Like when you're not playing hard enough, it doesn't sing like it does when you're laying into it a little bit. So it's a bit plunky.
So, do we have any questions in here?
Questions. Michelle was asking, was that a Trailer Park Boys reference?
Probably.
Probably.
I've been watching a lot of Trailer Park Boys lately.
There's few things that I could watch again, especially like series is that long, but like I think I could always watch Trailer Park Boys from the beginning. Cuz it's so ridiculous.
I just find it something I can really have on in the background, and it would be awesome driving, because like if I was driving
It's
a long
dialogue,
distance, just having it and hearing bubbles, and I'm not even going to go into any reenactments because you can't do it without swearing. But it was funny because Jen was asking me the one day because we were watching it, and she's like, "Have your parents ever watched Trailer Park Boys?" And I said, my mom knows what it is. I don't know if she's actually fully watched anything of it yet. My dad definitely has watched some of it, but the difference is they would watch it on like cable. So again, the swearing is bleeped out.
But the bleepy swearing, like, it's just as funny because
Yeah,
what's
but
you
what I'm
know what's
saying
in
is
that placeholder.
If my mom heard some of those words just straight out, she'd be like, "Okay, like just turn it off. Like watch it when I'm not here." And if we weren't around, she probably would watch it. But
It's pretty good. It's pretty funny.
yeah. But my dad thinks it's funny. I think that the nope, not gonna say that.
Just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's a leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that.
Oh, The Office. See, yeah, that's my jam. That's my go-to. Even more so than Trailer Park Boys. I'm a Dwight lover.
Looking for... Lauren says she loves The Mandalorian.
It's a good show.
Again, it's just production value of stuff these days. The thing too with this, to get back on that for a second, like movies versus like Netflix or Prime or Crave or whatever, it's like you can get feedback from the audience.
Yeah.
And then when you come out with the next season, like you can expand on things that people were liking or things that, and I think there's something to be said about the blueprint for musicians releasing music more frequently and stuff.
Yeah.
You can get more feedback because like it's hard. You put a record out and then you see what people like, what they gravitate towards, and then you got to do another record. And so it's like,
no, I agree.
A lot of pop artists where it's like they can just keep cranking stuff out, see what people are liking, and if it's catching on, just keep doing that. So
yeah,
I'm the other thing too. It's like, you know how the internet can ruin things, or like when you let the internet vote on something, they can make something crappy. Like you end up voting for like boat face, or like that's always my favorite one when they opened it up the internet to name this boat, this like science vessel.
Oh,
and
okay.
someone nominated like Bodie McBoatface.
Yeah.
And it won. There was another one I was listening to where they, I think it was in Japan or South Korea where they had this campaign to introduce like this chocolate flavored cereal. Like imagine you've got Shreddies, but they want to like have chocolate Shreddies. And I think it was like their version of Chex. So they had like these two things that they could vote on, and one was chocolate and the other one was green onions. Imagine green onion flavored cereal. But it's kind of like the gag one. It's like you don't, well, no pun intended, but it's kind of the one that you're not going to pick anyways, but they're just like, and then like green onions, my hands are here for visual purposes, but like everyone voted for the green onion and they didn't have that actually designed or made or anything. So they had to like do some weird like numbering, like math to make it so that they look like the chocolate one. And they tried the same thing, I think, in Japan and like a few years later, and it failed as well. Everyone picked green onion, but they finally released the green onion one, and people are now, because now it's a thing, and then they were actually trying it, and they're like, this is disgusting. Because imagine crunchy green onions with milk.
It's kind of crazy how that works. Jimmy D's on, hey buddy. But that, honestly, actually, that was kind of similar to what happened with Coke versus New Coke back in the day.
New Coke.
Like, I think you and I are technically too old. I've never tasted New Coke.
No, but I remember Crystal
tasting
Pepsi.
it?
No, but I remember Crystal Pepsi.
I remember that, but that was a different thing. Like, you had Coke, like Coca-Cola.
I know the commercial for New Coke.
Really? Like the old
No,
one?
like from YouTube.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the actual like the whole way it went down. It was kind of a thing.
Wasn't it like a thing for like 6 days and they pulled it?
Well, it wasn't a thing for 6 days for the marketing director that
No, but I think it was on the market for like not long.
It was a monumental way that they realized how you can't just pinpoint things in a generalized way. And reason being, okay, I'm not going to make this long and drawn out as much as I can. So you had Coca-Cola Classic and you had Pepsi. Sorry, not Coca-Cola Classic. You had Coca-Cola and you had Pepsi. Coke basically rebranded and came up with New Coke, but based on a taste test, and it was a blind taste test. And so they had, I don't know how many people, however many people, taste Coke, New Coke, and Pepsi in a blind taste test. I think Pepsi came in second, New Coke came in first, and Coke, like the original Coke, came in last. And so Coca-Cola said, all right, well, you wanted New Coke, here you go. And no one bought it. Like they maybe bought it for a minute, but like you said, it was like probably 6 days, and everyone hated it.
Even though the focus group was like, this is pretty good.
And basically what it came down to, and Coke fired their marketing director and got rid of the entire department. And what it came down to is you don't buy Coke blind. You don't.
That is true. That's true.
You don't buy food blind. You buy what you see. And so no matter what it tastes like, it's not, and that's when they came out with Coca-Cola Classic. And that was one of the biggest things that Coke ever, and that was when they kind of overtook Pepsi.
It just turned into a thing.
Yeah.
Well, I would say two things on that. I've heard that in blind taste tests, Pepsi usually beats Coke because it's sweeter. So when you just have like a little sip of it, you're like, this is like it dances on the taste buds a little bit better than Coke does.
You shab.
But apparently because of the more defined taste of Coca-Cola, that people are drinking that over extended periods of time, then they prefer it because Pepsi just is like super sweet, and then they're like, you're all sweeted out after a while. But to like drink like multiple cans of Coke during the day,
I'm a binge pop drinker. Like I don't drink pop on the regular. Like I'll have it for like 2 days. I'll get really into it, and I'll have, like walking down the street with my 6'4". But yeah, like Coke, I could drink every day, all day. Pepsi does get to a point where it is too
pretty sweet. Yeah. But I was gonna say something else, and I can't remember what it is now. Oh, when you're talking about people not like blindly eating stuff and drinking stuff. Okay, this is my $1 million idea for the day. Fast food restaurant, and it's just called what? And like WHAA and question mark. And then you just go in and you give them $5, and they just give you like a burger, but you don't know what's on it, and then a drink.
Wait, you don't know what kind of meat it is?
No, you don't. No, you just going in. You're just going
in,
and you just order food, and they give you food, and you get it, and you find out like what you're eating when you get it.
Okay, so you said this at the perfect time.
All right.
Because Marguerite from Australia. Marguerite, what kind of burgers can you like? And I'm talking even like the out there stuff. Like if you go to a random spot in Australia, what kind of burgers could you expect to find there?
Are you talking about burgers as in different types of meat sources, or are you talking about burgers as just a burger?
When you said different burgers, do you mean?
No, I mean like the toppings on burgers. So to me, burger comes from beef, and then it's like below that there's the chicken burger. Okay, because we're still there. But for the most part, it's just like a burger with beef on it, and then it's the toppings. It's the stuff on top.
I'm cool with keeping this discussion at that parameter.
The lane is
just
burger.
For control issues,
yes.
Like right now. But like there's lamb burgers, there's beef burgers,
that's too much. If you're trying to run a restaurant, it's gonna be really difficult to have that much stuff on hand. And that being said, the margins.
Running a restaurant now?
Yes, that's what I said. A restaurant, fast food restaurant called what? And then you just go in, give them like $5, $7.
Okay.
$11 if you're in Canada because it's really expensive here. And then you go in, they just give you something. There's like there's no hint on the wrapper what's going on with it. The drink is It's just a
burger
white
with
cup,
a lot.
straw in it, a biodegradable straw because we're there. It's 2020, and then maybe fries.
No,
because you know what fries are gonna be.
Hold on, not the bio. They need to find better biodegradable straws if they're gonna put them with carbonated drinks.
You have a limited time with the straw.
No, it's not a limited time. You take the first sip and it doesn't taste like a carbonated drink that you would.
Oh really? I didn't know.
Oh,
that.
we've gone through this.
Okay, bring your own straw. BYOS.
Those things, yeah, like they have the washable, like reusable straws. That should be a thing. I feel like if you had your
here's my other $1 million idea.
All right.
BYOS, bring your own straw. Everything's liquefied. So you want burger, it's actually liquefied burger, and you just bring your own straw and you just start eating or drinking.
I would drink a liquefied Big Mac.
Just straight to the source. It just has to taste like Big
that.
Mac. Every bite would be equal.
Well, and you could get little pieces of celery come up. Like if you're getting Jugo juice or something like that. Like you have little chunks. Little chunks. You could have little chunks of beef, little chunks of celery come up. I think that's cool.
It could be good.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, BYOS, bring your own straw. And it's just, everything's just liquefied.
Who would have known that my anger towards biodegradable straws would have led to such a good idea?
It could. That's why we just spitball ideas to see
like I'm a song starter, you're an idea starter.
I just throw it out there and we'll just work on it. And if it's good, make it happen. If it's not good, just put it on the back burner. It's all
okay, good. Lauren just said something. They have agave straws that are biodegradable. I feel like those are going to be even worse.
I'd try it.
Because agave straws are that's just going to be more sugary and I'm just going to want to chew on it.
I had another $1 million idea where you just travel around the world trying different straw prototypes, but there's no good appropriate name for a show like that.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
Straws.
Well, at the end of the day, at least you get to travel around the world.
That's true. Well, in the before times you could. It's terrible. That's only flaw.
Chocolate straws, that's a good idea.
Because it was actually made of chocolate.
But that's a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And if you want it to be chocolatey, you just backwash it back into the cup.
Oh, see.
Just give it a second pass or a third pass.
I take back all of my endorsements on that straw idea because backwash is one of the most. When I was a kid, I had a friend that called it witch piss. Because like at the end of the bottle that you were all passing around, it'd be like, no, like you can drink the witch.
That's the thing. I couldn't mentally. I've always had an issue sharing drinks with people.
I haven't until they said witch piss. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being silly on that one.
I could be in the desert
until that was said,
and we could have like one 500 milliliter bottle of water, and if someone opened it before me, and they offered it to me, I'd be like, I'm good. I can wait. Because I can't mentally handle it.
I'd be the guy that just dumped it.
Well, that's the other one too. You see people trying to pour it into their mouth so that their mouth isn't touching it. I'm just like, doesn't count.
You know what you need? You need those things that they have for they have for females, like if they're not at a spot that they can.
Oh, so you can stand and urinate?
You can stand. You could have one of those and you just direct it into your mouth.
Well, if you want to put that in your Amazon cart,
I'm not
saying explain it.
One. You know what? I'm just gonna buy a whole bunch of them at in bulk at wholesale, and then repurpose them, rebrand them, and don't come after me, Amazon.
Just gonna go on to, if you're gonna buy in bulk, you might as well get them off Alibaba.
Okay, yeah, so, there you go, and then they can't come.
13 cents a piece to $19.99 on Amazon. I'm just guessing.
If they come
I don't know
after
how
me, I'll sell them a recliner with lounging chair for $2.
I don't know
learning
how
things from all the times I've been screwed over.
Don just says, say what? We don't even know right now. See, some of these conversations, like we half joke about it, some of these conversations online, it's like, this is 2:30 a.m. driving middle of nowhere, trying to get to your hotel still, and you still got an hour and a half to go, and you just start talking about something to stay awake.
At the end of the day, I feel like if we could put GIFs on here, it would make even less sense. Because I feel like I could go for about 20 minutes just because you get to that point where you find like a really good GIF and then you look under it and all the other ones are
some
even
good
better.
stuff, yeah.
And so you're like, okay, I've got 20 minutes of conversation here. Because no matter what this person is going to say to me, I'm going to respond with Arnold Schwarzenegger picking up a kindergarten children or cutting off a predator's head. Yeah. I like it. I like the way the gifts taste.
Michelle says Wednesday night grooves are the best. Much appreciated, Michelle.
Yes, thank you.
And Don says, do love these chats. It's still fun. It's filling a little bit of a void for us because again, we've like the band has been together twice since March 5th.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, which is bonkers when you think about it.
Really weird.
The power of the internet.
Like, I don't have other friends.
I just wasn't gonna say it on air, but
not ones that I actually like see on a regular basis.
Oh.
All I saw from Kelly is milk. I'm like,
and it's a corrected milk.
Honestly, that just reminded me that I do have to get milk tomorrow.
To get some milk.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Jen's sister had eggnog in the fridge. I was like, man, one thing that I missed from last year that I didn't have enough of was eggnog ice cream.
Eggnog ice cream is pretty good. I was going to say, I have a love-hate relationship with the taste of eggnog because like the first little, it's like Pepsi, I guess, but like times 1,000. The first little bit, I'm like, this is good. And then you get into it a little bit more and you're like, this is thick. And then you're just like, all I taste is spice.
I think when it comes from when I was younger, I see B driving.
Knock, knock.
Oh, hi. So I played a gig and let's go for a drive, boys.
We're talking about eggnog right now. That's where you came in.
Okay.
What even is eggnog? I mean, I've had eggs, but what the hell's nog?
B's driving. I'm out.
This is wait 1 second. This is basically how the van would look. Okay, Brendan in the driver's seat. I'm in the passenger seat.
Oh, nice.
Dane's lying down.
Hey, B.
Go, kitty, go, kitty. Little kitty on the road.
That 9 Inch Nails tune you always put on.
Yeah, put on Pretty Hate Machine.
No,
and just...
the one with the weird ending. That's got the weird loop.
The one that
we're still trying to count.
The one that
Dane's favorite song.
The one that makes me think that my life is ending.
Because it's like 13 minutes and the rest of it is all weird time.
And it was a while before you said something, Dane, so it must have been like just grinding on you for a while. Because on one day you're just like, oh, I fucking hate this part.
Can you put something else on?
It was the fact that I didn't know if it was me. Like, I honestly did not know if I was just...
I can hardly hear you, Dane.
I did not know if I was going crazy. Wait, did I cut out?
No, you sounded better.
Yeah, you sound better now.
Because you're speaking into your microphone.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
How was the gig, Brendan?
It was good. That's a tough album. It's heavy, I should say. It wasn't like, I think Queen was technically harder to play.
Which one were you on again tonight?
we did Pink Floyd Animals.
Animals. Well,
So it's just like it's 3 songs. It's 5 songs, but the first and the last song are like a minute and a half. The second song, so when the whole band comes in, because first and last song are just like acoustic guitar and vocals. So the middle 3 songs, it's dogs, pigs, and sheep. It's called Animals. So the first song, Dogs, is 17 and a half minutes. Pigs is like 11 something, and sheep is about 10. So it's just like this giant, big, like super jammy, all this space, and like the drums cut out a lot, especially in sheep. So the bass, I'm like the drummer for like a good couple minutes in it. So it's a little, because as soon as the drums go out, you're just like, okay, if I slow down, everyone's gonna fuck up with me. So
you definitely have like one of the biggest Floyd fans in the world on the stream. I've showed you the picture of me in the Floyd room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Jimmy's on here. He said, "You guys have acoustics handy? I wrote a song a while ago. I call it "Wish You Were Here." Wrote it for my wife many, many years ago. If not, no biggie. I'll teach it to you sometime."
I instantly thought of Incubus.
That definitely. I remember hearing the Incubus "Wish You Were Here," and I was like, I both hate this and love it at the same time because it is an amazing song.
It's a good tune. Do you know the story behind it?
No.
So they rented a house
and it
on
had
the
this
beach
cool
in California.
Little weird room that you could climb in that had all these pillows.
But like overlooking this like ocean front.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just wrote the song "Wish You Were Here" because like if you listen to the lyrics of it, you're just like, okay, that's all it is. He's just like looking out and just talking.
Was
about
that on Morning Dew?
Possibly. And
yes, it was.
And yeah, no, it's like it's a good song that way, but like my issue with that song is the last note. How they resolve it, it's like you could have picked lots of other ways to end that song.
Dude, that's
you could have faded
though.
it out. Instead, they just resolved it.
But they resolved it, but they resolved it in like a weird natural chord.
Yeah, and it's just it's to my ears, it's just not
like
good.
Is it like a jazz resolve where they like play?
No,
like
it just I don't have the technical knowledge of stuff, but it just sounds like they just forced like a major resolve into it when they could have made something kind of cool and like faded it out, like gone to the guitar riff again and just faded out on that and like left it like the waves crashing on the beach and kind of being pulled back out and kind of drifting off. Instead, they just like ended it on one of the chords and let it ring out. I'm just like, this, I don't know why they did this. Because like hearing the song record, also we saw them live a couple of years ago on the Make Yourself tour, and it was just like they did play that, and just like, why do you end on that chord? It's gross.
Yeah.
I like that ending.
I don't. If that was my band, I would have been like, "Hey guys, I know we had a lot of success, but like, I'm out. If we're gonna do that, I can't handle it. I just won't play that part.
You would not.
I just won't play that part. We'll put it in the tracks.
I'll
sit there.
Be like, I'm gonna play bass on that song, and then when that part comes, don't play the root, so they're just on the same chord.
Yeah.
Just want to shout out quick here, Nathan Silva. I had him on Dear Bands Live / Dear Bands podcast on Monday. So good chat.
I was watching Nathan's his stream of Chop Suey, or sorry, System of a Down.
Oh, System of a Down? Yeah, I was jumping into that. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, dude, it was good. He's playing through the whole album though.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fun. That's what you should do though these days. It's like find fun ways to use these streaming outlets and just try stuff. So props to Nathan for trying stuff, because that's what you should do. Nathan also says, Brendan, killer show tonight, but that's super Canadian. That's how
Belleville is super Canadian. It is really, really Canadian.
Did you have people there?
There was like 10 people in the audience.
So I was wondering if you're still allowed to have people, because I think they're capping it at 50 or something. But
Something like that. And they're only selling, like they're only making it's big theater, and they have it all like separated out. I think they only let like, is it 50?
I think it was max. I remember seeing on one of the ads, but
Yeah. And then so with crew and band, I think it's like 30 tickets or 35 tickets.
yeah, no, it's
But
good.
it depends.
I imagine it's a huge difference versus having nobody there, versus having
Yeah.
at least a few people there.
If there's at least some people there, then it's like, yeah, you'd be. I was like, oh well, it won't be that much of a difference, but I was like, that's a pretty big difference.
Well, yeah, no, I was gonna make a Toronto music joke about like what it's like to play to like nobody versus at least 10 people.
You know what?
So,
I never thought I'd be so excited to play for 10 people in a room.
10
before.
people.
I was like, this is great.
Don said always hit the tip jar.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Everyone appreciates it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's like I don't want to say like you might miss things about this once we can get shows back, like shows back, but it's definitely, hopefully, just a snapshot a lot of people remember in a few years. The things that we were trying to do to keep playing.
Yeah. Be like, hey, remember what we did during COVID to like keep going? Well, I
Mm-hmm.
drove 2 hours each way to Belleville once a week to go play on streams, because that's what we do. We stream.
No, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So
Or Nathan playing through, pick an album and learn all the parts and play it through on your instrument for people. That's a rad idea. That's what we got to be doing, right? So
no, it is an idea, and again, we've had 6 or 7 months now to figure this stuff out.
or Dane's coffee talk. Great idea.
Yep.
We don't get to have coffee with people anymore. So, or I mean, I guess we could, but
Dane's back.
Abadoo.
Dane's back. Dane, we're talking about your coffee talk.
Oh, the coffee talk.
Yeah.
With Paul Baldwin.
I'm getting all the clips just talking about it.
I'm getting the clamp too. I had to make a pogo.
Let's check in the chat here.
I'm hearing the jazz music is so low.
I brought it down a little bit because it was hard to hear you for a second. Because
Am I not loud?
you had
enough?
for a while you were
I-
like off to the side. So I just
Is
brought
that
it down a
better?
little bit. That is better.
Oh, way
Okay,
better.
Yeah.
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 I keep reminding people to speak into their microphones. I feel
Well,
annoying sometimes.
It's all like,
it's right.
think about now, Mike. Day, night. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, speak on the mic. Speak in the mic.
Hey, in my defense, it's right beside me, and you said that my mic was good.
It was when you were like right close to it.
Okay, well, I'll stay right here. I'll just do this is your 9:49 time. We are sitting at 35,000 feet, and
Just wanted
everything's feeling really good right now.
quick shout out to our sponsor, Waburger.
Ladies
missed
and
that.
gentlemen.
You missed that,
you're-
Brendan.
You're all part
What's
of
that?
the Wahlburger family.
We had an idea. I had an idea, but shared it with Dane. Where how like we decide what we want to eat visually a lot. Like we look at something, go, that looks good. I want to eat that. The idea where you just go in, you give them money, they give you food, but it's like a burger and it's wrapped in packaging where you don't really know what's in there. And you just kind of get what you get. And it's called what? And the same with the drink. You don't know what drink you get. You just and everything is just marked in question marks.
Right.
It could be really good. It could be good.
It's basically like if the Mario like mystery boxes was a fast food restaurant and in the boxes was all food or drink. That's what it would be.
They have that at a lot of convenience stores as well. Like they'll have the little grab bag for the kids
Oh, that's
that
like
has
candy.
like
though.
Okay, but what's wrong with candy?
Nothing, but it's candy. It's not fast food. It's not a meal. It's candy.
No, I'm not saying
Candy can be anything.
I'm just saying that the populace has already gravitated to these kind of things. I think it would do well.
It would do well. I think it would do great.
Wasn't there a restaurant in Toronto that was like you go in and it's pitch black and they give you food and you can't see it?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I would do that.
Of course you would.
I would try that.
I feel like
totally
just because no, there's no way. I don't have a good enough sense of hearing and taste to not know that somebody is putting something bad in my mouth.
I would say it's probably not a good place for people like you, Dane, because you can be quite loud.
Okay, that's not fair.
And I can imagine people that are there like, what's
That's
with
not
this
fair.
guy screaming off to the side here that he can't see
What is
anything?
wrong
Did he not know where he is?
I don't like
Okay,
mushrooms very much.
that's not fair.
Totally mushroom. That's the second thing you gave me is a mushroom. It was like, oh man!
Guys, you guys are making me sound like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. That's not fair.
Ricky wouldn't do well there either. But I'm just saying.
What's this even doing here?
Yeah. No, I
We're
okay.
gonna get the clearance stick.
I'm the uncultured.
No, it's not being uncultured. It's
I'll
just
smack my face.
part
into
of
a wall.
your character that we love, Dane, is gonna be quite loud and take up quite a bit of real estate at times. It can sometimes point out the obvious, like it's pitch black in here. How am I supposed to eat?
Turn on the lights already. I can't see.
That is true.
Be interesting. Maybe when there's a, because there's a before times, there's an after times. Maybe in the after times we can go there, and we can secretly live stream it. We won't
That's
see
right.
we won't be able to see anything because it's pitch black.
You should go
But
in.
we can all have
Exactly.
our. Maybe we should get a secret live stream hats, so we can just like put our phone into our hats, so we
It
can
could
live.
work.
So we can all have because the thing is that we could all StreamYard from like our point of view.
Yeah, that's right.
It's true.
Could be a thing.
It could work.
I wonder if they would get mad if you went into the pitch black dining place with and just have. I know they're pretty big, but you can get small with some night vision goggles. You just sit there with night vision, you're like, ha! I can see you.
I
already.
feel like that's a It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode. I
How
can't
does-
remember what I've seen that on, but I've seen that on.
How does
something.
the staff see? Maybe they've got night vision goggles.
Maybe they
I'm
have
pretty
night
sure
vision.
in the episode that I watched, it was all blind staff. They were all blind.
Oh, visually impaired. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking like
Wait,
like
is
maybe
that faux pas to say blind?
I was just saying. But it also I was just like maybe because like apparently cats are really good seeing in low light situations. So maybe they've got like guide cats. Maybe the cats are the waitstaff. Waitstaff cats.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe
Could be.
that could be a thing.
Because that'd be a thing. I'd put like in one of those little baby carriers. They just put Stella in it. And I'd be like, Stella, where do you go?
Mm-hmm.
Stella, where's the bathroom?
If I did that with Rex, he would just be barking, like all over the place, just walking around barking at people. Wouldn't work so well. Although if
I'm
there was
curious.
food on the ground that led to the door, like Hansel and Gretel or something like that, I think I'd be all right.
Just trying to think of other before times thing. There's the other thing we were talking about recently was the all you can eat poutine place downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Never got to try that.
That sounds dangerous.
It's incredibly
All you can
dangerous.
eat poutine? That
All-
sounds like an amazing business idea, though.
Because
like-
potatoes are cheap. Gravy's cheap.
One and like the hungriest I've ever been, I don't think I've knocked out more than a half a bag of potatoes.
I can definitely eat more than my share of poutine and potatoes and stuff, but I'm just curious at an all you can eat poutine place, like how much pre-game training you need to do to make sure you got as much space as possible.
Yeah, I
To get
guess
that
so, right?
like we
Gotta make the
all
most of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like we all understand our buffet etiquette to make sure you're getting your money's worth, but it's like,
Well, you always have your Mandarin strategy, right?
yes, proteins last.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like you've got to have like your pockets are lined. You need like the sandwich bag pockets.
Oh, that's a gift.
And you
for
don't
the
do
salad bar?
that
Yeah,
with
yeah.
wet stuff. Like that's only for dried foods, like
No,
chicken
no, I
fingers.
do that. I do that with salad.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
salad bar
okay.
is, you
Well,
know?
salad be good. You just put the dressing on after.
No, put it in a bag. You'll be fine.
I wonder if we get kicked out of Ruby Tuesday for like seeing how much food we can take out of that place. Like, you know what I mean though? Like I wonder if you went in with like cargo pants on and like a coat with a bunch of pockets, and you put like a small garbage bag just inside of like the neck of your t-shirt, and like how much you could get away with.
I mean, that's up to you.
That might be a tour challenge.
The cargo pants are the key, I think, in that equation.
I think that would probably tip them off though. Be like, oh, cargo pants there. We know what you're up to.
You could probably. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, they probably can see you. You're probably on camera.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of walnuts, cranberries, and deviled eggs all stuffed into his cargo pants.
So gotta get those deviled eggs in there.
Deviled eggs. That's not a bad idea. That would definitely keep any of the security at the airport away. They'd be like, you know what, man, I don't need to search anything. Just go.
Yeah, you smell like a fart.
It's like you're carrying a dozen deviled eggs with you. It's like, yes, sir, medical.
These are
These are
medicinal deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs, please. Some people carry
it could be a
Tums. I
thing.
carry deviled eggs. I have a really
It
bad
could
heartburn.
be a thing. It could be a thing.
Like, it's medicinal.
That's too good.
Brennan, how far are you from home?
I just left when I logged on.
Oh, you
so,
just left.
yeah, it's a pretty quick album. It only clocks in on like 41 minutes.
Do you play any other hits after, or
No, these stream shows are just the album.
just the record?
Yeah, just the record. Wham,
Interesting.
bam, let's get out of here.
I'm curious
Yeah.
to put that record on now. When you're
Oh,
like, it's
man.
3 songs, except the middle song is like the whole record. So
Yeah, like the second song, Dogs. It's like you get to the end of that, and you're like, holy crap! It seems like almost half an hour. But it's funny when you play it, like it was as soon as we started, and then I'm like, and now we're at the last song, and we're pretty much done. It's such a cool album. I think Animals is the album right before The Wall,
Mhm.
so it's sort of interesting to see where they were at that point. There's some really like neat harmony stuff going on, like whole tone scales and augmented chords, and like just different stuff going on. And then they like immediately the next year went in and made The Wall, and it's like the giant commercial hit kind of thing. So it's sort of
Right.
interesting, right? It's like they sort of got the lead out, and then we're like, all right, let's write a timeless classic. No.
No, it's super cool. Again, they were
But
able to try that back in the day.
Animals is probably my favorite Pink Floyd album, I think. Notable.
Interesting, because you're
Notable-
a super fan.
Yeah, that's Animals is like the super fan album for sure, but it has some super notable bass. It honestly it can't be Roger Waters. It can't be. The bass is like so loud, so cool. He was sort of a meat and potatoes bass player, right? But especially Pigs. Pigs is played on a fretless bass, and it's so melodic that it's. I think that is David Gilmour, and he said that Roger played on the rest of it, but like I don't believe that. I think it sounds like it's all Gilmour.
Mm-hmm.
Just
No,
adding to the more respect for David Gilmour, because I obviously love the guitar playing, but I think it's cool that he played bass on that too.
Oh, it's very cool. It's awesome to hear you can play these records, because like you're familiar with these records and they're one of your favorite bands.
Yeah, especially the Floyd and Zeppelin stuff, especially. That's kind of some of the reasons why I started playing music. So then when you get to play it super loud, even in an empty venue. I'm like, yeah, yeah.
That works. Make a couple bucks, get to play one of your favorite records. That all works.
We're doing Joshua Tree U2 next week.
Oh, you're on that?
Yeah, I got put on that, and the week after we're doing the Led Zeppelin Houses the Holy.
Nice.
And then I think that's it for the streams for this year.
I wasn't sure if they're still going to go on because there was some.
They were
sorry, the drive-in ones, right?
Oh,
they canceled.
The drive-ins all got canceled. They all got
right. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, the stream shows. I don't think they were supposed to go on, but you kind of want to keep it going for a few more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was never like super into U2. I mean, they're not particularly known for like super crazy like rhythm section stuff going on, but Joshua Tree is such a great album. I like.
Yeah, no, they're one of my favorite bands.
I don't know if I'd ever listened to Joshua Tree front to back, and it's like one of my favorites. I'm like listening to it all the time and like humming the tunes all the time, right? So.
No, like was Adam Clayton.
Adam Clayton.
Yeah, like the bass lines and a lot of U2 stuff because he just loops stuff. It's like this is the section and he'll just loop it and there's no other stuff usually I find going on. And then as a drummer, you just lock into that. And then if you're Edge, you can kind of add a little bit more flair to what's going on and Bono can be Bono over it. And I'm like, that's such a good formula. This is this part, this is that part, do whatever you want over it.
And that's like the first, I was like, I pick up my bass and I put on the album and I just kind of do like a rough listen through and make, and note like, okay, here's the key of the song, here's the speed, like the tempo of it and kind of thing. And then if I can catch changes in parts as it goes, I'll just kind of like try to pick that up. And it's like the first time I was like, well, that album's pretty much charted out. I got that done.
Yep. Yeah. It's not Hendrix.
Yeah, it's not actually. And funny enough, the bass stuff for Hendrix is kind of like that as well. It's just kind of like one pattern that Noel Redding, I think, is the bass player, especially on like a lot of the Hendrix stuff. And he's just like, it's just like a pattern, just sort of rocking through it.
Yeah, I'll just do this, and you do what you
do. Because I think Noel Redding that played with Hendrix, he wasn't even a bass player. He was a guitar player. And Jimi Hendrix was I'm like, I don't know, there was some connection there. And he's just like, yeah, you should totally play.
Well, if you're a good guitar player and you understand like how to really play riffs, because there's like chord guitar players, there's riff guitar players, and there's like lead guitar players. Like there's a few different like styles where people fall into. But like if you're a riff guitar player, you could play the riffs on bass.
Yeah, it's not too far off bass.
No, and it's a different feel. So
instead of like 3 or 4 strings, though, it's just like one big one.
Well, just 2. If you can't get there fast enough, just move up a string, you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you should probably let you focus on driving, Brendan.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Dane.
Yeah, he kind of dropped off there.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened to Dane, but
it's that time though, kind of, right? So.
Yeah. I just want a couple more questions here. To go back, Liz is saying my support egg. Jimmy D was saying, show me a better ending to Wish You Were Here. Just off the top of my head, I would have the vocal say, wish you were, and then I would trail off. I would go back to the verse guitar riff. I would have that loop, and I would have like percussion and simple drums, and I would fade out from there instead of the way that they end at that stupid chord. Off the top of my head, that's what I would do if I was ending that song and producing it. But I'm not. Don saying, I haven't listened to Animals in quite some time. Your bass sounded amazing! Exclamation point.
Thank you.
And Don saying Zepp 1 was incredible. So you got some fans here, Brendan.
Zepp 1, that's so Zepp 1 and 2, those like when I was a kid. Like I kind of didn't know like any other Led Zeppelin. So we only had Zepp 1 and 2, especially 2.
Yeah.
But then I don't know what, I think I was like jamming with people. Or no, it was a guitar lesson. I went for bass lesson. It's like, hey, this is Black Dog. And I was like, I love Led Zeppelin. Where did this come from? He's kind of chuckling to himself, like even in the 90s. Like, it's already like I was 30 years old. How do you not know this? And I'm like, yeah, I only have 1 and 2 at home because we didn't have internet yet. I was like 11 or something, right? And he's like, yeah, Black Dog. And I was like, whoa, Led Zeppelin 4. There's 4 of them. Like, holy crap. yeah, Led Zeppelin 1. That's 1 and 2. Those are nice. They're back fun memories for sure.
It's the beauty of platforms like Spotify these days. You can find pretty much anything you're looking for, and if it's not there, it's probably on YouTube. So.
That's right.
All right, sounds good. Brennan, be safe on your trip home. And you're gigging for so many of us right now.
Thanks for stopping in, everyone on the stream. Means the world to us, guys.
Mm-hmm. Cindy, you're here. So. You're here in spirit, Cindy. Yep. She wasn't able to hop in here, but again, happy birthday, Cindy.
Happy
usually
birthday, Cindy.
Always here. All right. Thanks again, everybody.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. Yep. All right.
Talk to you later. Dane says bye too.
Yo.